Hello and welcome to another episode of Armored Warfare with your person saying stuff over replays, Sour Peppers. Today we're going to take a look at the M41 Walker Bulldog, a new tank that was introduced in the latest batch into Armored Warfare, and as you can see it's quite a speed demon. It's like the Bugatti Veyron of tanks. It's not gonna lie, it is quite amusing to drive. Now, I thought I'd include this replay first because it was, one, kind of amusing, and two, really shows off the speed of this little thing. Now, it was designed in the later stages of the Second World War, if post sort of in the late stages and after the Second World War, to replace the M24 Chaffee, which the gun on it was found to be rather lacking when going up against tanks of the late World War II era. So this was the result. It could go over 40 miles per hour. They're capping. Am I going to have to do something about that? Doesn't look like anybody else is. One trick I like is knocking down a tree and then you can hide in the tree that you just knocked down. It's a handy little trick that I learned thanks to the loading screen. Okay, it looks like no one else is really going to do this, so we're going to have to... Can I get a shot from here? No, I can't. Yeah, we're just going to have to punch in. And right here I'm using the boost feature, which basically disables the engine management system. It allows you to get extra horsepower from your engine. Now I can speed over here and hopefully we can get a shot of the guy who's in the cap zone. Well, let's just try and hit this guy. Okay. Well, it looks like there's a lot here. That's okay. Now, as you see, this thing is actually fairly tough. I mean, most light tanks would be pretty dead by this point. Hopefully we can get around, get away from this fire, and maybe go around the other way. Oh, that's not a good sign. The Frenchie's coming out to... Now, one thing I've been finding since Early Access 5 started is it's been rather difficult to get into PvP games, at least for the past few days. I wanted to get some more PvP gameplay that was actually successful, but I just couldn't get it into a game, so I thought I'd go into a PvE match to show off this thing a little bit more. Now, it was originally designed to be transportable by air, however, eventually that idea was ditched because it just turned out to be too heavy. It has a high velocity 76mm gun, which is very effective against light tanks and more lightly armored targets. In real life it was very good against World War II, late World War II era vehicles, but the gun was found to be a bit lacking when going up against stuff like the T-55, T-54. But in this game I find as long as you hit weak spots, you can usually do damage to most tanks. Another one down, using the heat rounds. Now, I have to correct myself from earlier. I remember earlier I was going on about how I use AP rounds for long range and heat for short range, and that's actually completely wrong, because AP rounds lose penetration the farther they go, so ideally if there's a spot on the tank you can penetrate with a heat round, it's probably better to use a heat round at long range. It's a learning experience, isn't it? But yeah, the M41 first saw action in North Korea in 1953. Initially there were found to be some issues with the range finding, and the gunners weren't trained particularly well, but after those problems were ironed out, it was actually a very effective tank against the T-34-85s that were used by the North Koreans and the Chinese army during the war. Okay, let's go up here. Looks like we have some enemies spawning up here. See, you can be where your team needs you to be in this thing, because it doesn't take very long to get there. Fantastic little thing. If used right. I mean, it's definitely takes some getting used to. You have to keep moving. If you come at this thing with a tanking mentality, you're probably going to die pretty quickly, because you have to keep moving around. I move, I stop once to fire at a target, and then I keep on moving forward, looking for other targets of opportunity, but never stay still for too long, because although the armor is reasonable, I think it's around 900 HP, it's not going to last long under sustained fire, as you saw in the last replay. Okay, let's go. We've got tons of guys spawning in here. Up at the missile silo. That's always good. This thing could be a pretty big threat. A few hits from that could do a lot of damage, so I want to focus on taking that AMX out with the large gun on it. Oh, it took a hit. That one down. Okay, over here we have a leopard. Or the quality in this editing program of the video is really bad. I mean, you see the names of all these things clearly, but for me it's just a big blur. Hiding behind the shed, waiting for targets of opportunity. Okay. Darn you, taking up all my targets. What was that, a PT-76? I actually quite like those little things. Haven't played it in a while. Maybe I'll get up and imagine one in the future. Speak of the devil, there's one right there. Oh, let's back up and do a little swerving around. Make me a harder target to hit. Ah. One down. But his little friend is not going to be quite as easy. So let's come at this using our thinking caps. Or just run away. I like that idea better. Oh, here comes the boost. Look at this thing fly. It's like a sports car of tanks. Like, it was literally flying there. It was literally in the air. And let's go. Oh, there's a tank in front of him. Wonder what happened to that other tank I just ran away from. Tires, just fences flying everywhere. Ooh. Hello. Aw. Okay, now he's pointing at me. That's not particularly good. Let's go down into this ditch area. Pop up here. Get ourselves a nice hit in, and we'll just back up and to our nice little safe hiding spot. Can we? Oh. Did some damage. 150. See if we can pop up again, do the same thing. Oh, we got one to the left. That must be the one that I ran away from earlier, coming back to haunt me. Darn him. Actually, 160 of these things were given, or I don't know if given's the right word. They were passed on to the Japanese Self-Defense Force. So the Japanese use these things. There were a number of other countries too. I think there's even a few where this thing's still in service today. The conflict that this thing mainly saw action in was Vietnam. There was actually one particular engagement where it ended up in a massive tank battle on the, what was it? In February 1971, Operation Lam Sung 719, where it went up against a number of PT-76s and even T-54s. They managed to take out 6 of the T-54s and 16 of the PT-76s for 5 losses of their own, so it's not bad for a light tank like this up against main battle tanks like the T-54. Okay, they're capping the point. We want to get in there, get some shots on them. Never. Oh, jeez. Of course, everyone's pointing their snout at me. Come around here. Hopefully they won't be tracking me still. Didn't have enough time to aim there. He's not paying attention to me. We can get some shots in. Oh, he's turning back towards me. I want to pull back there. Well, this isn't looking good. 200 HP. Let's back up. Okay, my buddy took him out. Screw stop signs. Still hiding there. There we go. Perfect. 15 HP. Run, 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 run. Oh, no, you idiot. No. Wow. Thanks, teammate. You know, if you see somebody running away desperately from an enemy tank, it's probably not a good idea to just drive in front of them and crash into them. Stupid, whatever your name is. Unpronounceable video game names. And what a rude person, just going and running over everybody's car. Crashing into walls. And thankfully exploded. And me being kind of a douche. I hope we win this after all that. Oh, they're off the cap. Oh, yay! It wasn't all for nothing. Well, that was a pretty good one. Nice. First place. I'm such a useful teammate, unlike the guy who got me killed. So, on that note, until next time, good night.